Hey guys, this is Ryan coming at you from San Diego, California. How's my beard looking? So today, just wanted to talk a little bit, kind of restarting the fires and a few of my YouTube stuff. One of my good friends, Desmond, is posting some few videos about how to get started. Thought I'd like to add a little bit more about that on top 5 tips on how to get started on YouTube. Now, I started about 3 years ago, and I was a little bit on and off. I made like my first group of 6 videos and then turned off and then didn't log in, and then I logged back in and thousands of people had seen it. And I made a few videos after that, and there's been some great adventures along the way. I've met people have reached out to me. I've had a few people even recognize me on the street when I was living in Japan and did this. And it's been really, really cool. So you might have a few adventures that might come with it. So I wanted to kind of spread the word on a few things. So tip number one is very simple. Get started. Don't need to think about it too hard, guys. A lot of people want to keep planning the stages and wait for the right moment, get all their ducks lined up in a row, and you don't really need to do that. Just get the ball rolling. And it's the same thing as the saying, if you get the ball rolling, it's like snowball effect. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So just getting started is a big, big key. Don't worry about it right now, but just start. And the number goes right into the tip number 2 is be authentic, right? Talk about things that energize you, that you love, or maybe something that you're trying to learn during the same time. I kind of flip-flop between kind of vlogs about kind of life right now, my journey as an adventurer and an entrepreneur, and my journey just through life in general. And then the other part is kind of things that I'm learning at that moment or things I've learned in the past, and I want to share those. But it's things that I'm passionate about, and I always want to be myself and throw that energy back out to a lot of people that I can help with. So always be authentic and talk about things you love to talk about. This is like your channel. Make it your own, and own it. So number 3 is try to, guys, YouTube's been around now for about, I'm not sure, but I think about 10 years. And that's I'm shaking the camera, but that's really crucial, because if you had started at the beginning, yeah, it's very saturated. I forget the statistic, but it's hours and hours and hours of YouTube video gets uploaded every second, right? So it's a lot of stuff is out there. But a lot of people, so you want to make sure you start making videos, and a good rule of thumb is try to make at least 1 video every single day. You want to keep it between, the sweet spots between like 2 and 6 minutes. And I'm not good at this. If you see my videos, I always go above and beyond because, hey, I enjoy them. It's fun, That was tip number 3, right? Number 4. Yeah, so number 3 is try to do a video a day, okay? You want to be consistent and persistent. Number 4 is, that is number 4, is be consistent, guys. And I'm not best at this either. I've stopped and gone because other things have happened in life. But consistent means you keep it going. Everybody who's been noticed on YouTube and those type of social media channels is because they do it all the time, and it takes time. Even Gary, I don't want to mispronounce his name, Gary V. Vanderbrook, he even was doing it for 18 months before he got even traction. A lot of people start blogs for years before they get traction, but all of a sudden, it skyrockets. So be consistent and have fun with it, okay? And then tip number 5, and I think this is always a big one, is good lighting. And, I originally was going to be doing it over there, and the lighting was terrible. And if you see my previous videos, sometimes I'm doing it in a dark room or at nighttime. So maybe not the best lighting. Today's kind of not the best weather morning, especially for San Diego. I mean, come on. But it's nice and bright. I use my phone because it's the best camera. Hey, shout out to Apple. You guys got great cameras. Better than my computer camera. But you always want to get good lighting, okay? That's a very, very, very important part. Okay, so those are like some five tips. I'm trying to think if I can have a bonus tip. Bonus tip that has helped me is, have a few times where you do it with other people. And I'm being really serious about that. You're not probably going to hear that from other people. But if you do videos on your own, that's great, and that's your channel. But I've always found when you incorporate others, it's just so much more fun, and you get other perspectives and opinions. So if you ever see some of Like me and my friend did a podcast in Japan. I've done other interviews with other people. Those are some of my favorite times because you really you start jiving with those people and you get different perspectives and it increases your knowledge and the knowledge of your audience. Okay, so actually there's 6 tips. All right, so 6 tips for you guys on creating your own channel. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna throw another 7. Know what else is out there, and you got to know, and this is more into the more business side of things, I guess you could say, or the analytics. Search, if you have an idea in mind, search it first and see what other people are doing, right? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Look what those people are doing, look what and get their tips and everything like that, and know wow, I like the color scheme on this one guy. Hey, I like how he did his presentation. Always be yourself, but it's always good to look what other people are doing because, might give you some ideas for the future as well. All right, guys, so that's actually 7 tips. I'm going to have to retitle this thing as the 7 tips for starting your own YouTube channel. More to come in the future. That 6 minutes is perfect. All right, I'm going to stop it right there. I'll talk to you guys next time, okay? A lot more videos to come, okay? Cheers.